Welcome to episode 247 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ryan Walton. As always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Another one of these.
It's Friday.
You gotta do another Friday show. This time it's not my fault.
It is in fact my fault, but it's Friday. It's a night show. A Friday night show.
It's rolling on the night shift.
The good news is we should be back to your regularly scheduled programming next week. I think.
We should be back to our regularly scheduled programming, not theirs.
Yeah, but I feel like when we're not on ours, they get a little less of us.
I don't know.
Good. I'm not as good on a Friday.
I don't know if I am or not. I can't be the judge of that. I'm afraid I'm going to need the listeners out there to let us know. Which are better, the Fridays?
You like Dan Friday or Dan Sunday, Ryan Friday or Ryan
Ooh,
Sunday?
Yeah, that's a good... I don't know how we would do that, though. What if they like me on Friday and you on Sunday?
I think clearly we have to record two separate podcasts and just line them up. See what happens.
That'd be weird.
It might make an interesting show.
I guess. Yeah, I don't think that... Yeah, oh, interesting. Yeah, that's definitely something it would be.
What if I gave you... Well, if I pulled the notes...
Mm-hmm.
And then you did your half of it without knowing what I was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I filled in the rest. How complete of a podcast do you think we could make?
Well, it would be a complete podcast, but the entire thing would be shit. Because there's no telling... There's no telling how long I talked or didn't talk or what the spaces are, so we would have like long gaps and then us talking over each other.
No, I would see the gaps. I would get your file.
Oh.
Do you think I could make a complete podcast when you recorded it without me?
I still don't think it'd be any good, but yeah, you could probably do it.
Because you'd have to leave gaps for me to be like, yeah.
Yeah, and I can't plan for that. I don't think you can either.
I mean, I don't know. I've never tried it. We might have just created a new kind of podcast.
We could. What do you call that?
Shit show. I don't know.
Shit show. That's it. Welcome.
Shit show episode 37.
There we go. Welcome to the shit show. There you go.
That's probably definitely taken. 100% the shit show is already a podcast.
You think so?
Uh-huh. I don't know what it's about, but I guarantee you it's already a podcast. So, Short week, short turnaround.
Oh, yeah.
Not really, because we did Friday and then Friday. It's kind of the same turnaround. It's
exactly the same. It
sounded good, though.
It's a short turnaround from when the last one came out to when this one got recorded. Just like it was last week.
I think last week I said the week was blah.
Yes.
I could have done without the week happening.
Mm-hmm. You could give or take. It really didn't have... If it wouldn't have ever occurred, it wouldn't have mattered.
This week was total shit. Like total shit.
Like why?
I don't know. Like work's been crazy busy. I'm transitioning to a different position. And so there's just tons of like loose ends to tie up. And you know those days where you work and it feels like you worked 37 hours, but you accomplished about 2 minutes worth of work?
Yeah, here's the thing though. You're talking about this transition and loose things to tie up. You work for a fairly large corporation. Are they really your loose ends to tie up? I mean, let's say they've given you a start date for this new position. You move over there. Is it going to be like, oh, well, we're just going to forget about this because Ryan didn't tie up the loose ends? No, it's just somebody else tying them up.
It's more like I would not let someone else start out on a good foot if I didn't do these things. And it's not as if...
So you're looking out for your fellow man.
Yeah, I mean, I want someone to have a fair shake, and if you come in without some of these things that I should and can do, it would make the job a lot harder.
Okay.
So ultimately, there's probably no consequence if I don't do these things, but it's the right thing to do.
Right. Well, there's two trains of thought on that. One is the yes, you want them to start off on the right foot, and allow them a chance to grow and improve in their position and as people. The second is frying pan fire.
Yeah, and that happens, but that'll happen to them every day for as long as they work there. I'd like to make the first week nice.
Oh, so you don't want to hold any blame for the frying pan fire situation that's going to occur regardless of the loose ends you tie up, is what you're telling me.
Right, but I can make some of it a little easier,
Gotcha.
at least for a short time. And I just think it's the way I want to go.
Gotcha. That's fair. I mean, that makes you a good person, I guess.
Now, I mean, I don't know. I'm not even doing it for that. I just think it's the right way for someone else to come in. Yeah. So those things weren't done when I came in, and it made it very tough.
Right. Let me ask you this. If you were leaving... Right now you're leaving the position for another position within the company. Would you feel the same way if you were just leaving the company?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
If I was leaving the company, I would be like, fuck it.
Okay. I can live with that.
But I potentially have to look this new person in the eye.
And when they ask you questions, why did you do this to me? And
no, there'll be none of that. We're not going to be buddies. We're not going to help each other once it's over. Like, I'm giving you this time before you get there, new person that I've not met yet.
Gotcha.
But once I'm gone, I'm gone. It's on you now. Like, I've made a nice bed. How you choose to lay in, it's your business.
Yep. You want to fuck it all up or whatever, that's fine.
I don't care. Yeah, okay. We're done.
Yeah, I get that.
Transaction complete. Now, if I was leaving the company altogether,
fuck you.
I would have wore shorts today.
Yeah, fuck it. Super fuck it.
What are you going to do, fire me?
Right. That's my attitude all the time once I give a notice. I think that's everybody's attitude at this point, because I don't know if you ever noticed, but 9 times out of 10, when you say, like, I'm giving my 2 weeks notice, they're like, yeah, you're good.
Right, because they know what kind of dedication they're going to get for the next 2 weeks.
They know exactly what's going to happen.
But I'm moving 75 feet from where I am now.
Right.
So it's like, I don't want to go out like a dick bag.
Don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I don't want to be the guy that, like, fucked off for the last 3 weeks and now somebody comes in not knowing what's going on. Because I still have to see that person.
I can get behind that.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, so you had a shit week then. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't accomplish anything even though I worked my ass off all day long because it's like stuff keeps popping up. And my normal work week is pretty busy, so like trying to do these extra things, and also my normal work week with stuff popping up, it's like I can't get anything done.
Right.
So, I don't know, you go home late and you're like, damn, why would I even stay late if I didn't get anything done? And then, you got the new job coming up. You're like, I'd rather just go ahead and do that. And you're tired. And you got to play video games till 2 a.m. because you wipe your own ass. You make your own rules.
Do you feel like shit the next day?
Yeah, you feel like dog shit, at 6 o'clock when your alarm goes off.
I've heard.
But the struggle's real.
Yeah, I know. Well, it sucks that you didn't have a good week. I actually would have had a very meh week, a week similar to last week, a give or take week. But I had one amazing super duper thing happen to me that completely made my whole week.
Hit me through it. I'm going to live through your week.
Okay, so we got this little, and I may have talked about it before, this little independent theater here in the closest city to me, which is about 25 minutes away. They're doing all Halloween every year. They do like special, like Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, blah blah blah. Well, they put out a little thing, advertised a little thing. They're going to be showing on October 14th. They are going to be showing the original John Carpenter's Halloween in 35 millimeter, which is cool enough on its own.
Right.
But beforehand, they are doing a meet and greet with PJ Souls. She's watching the movie, and then afterwards, there is a Q&A with her. Now, for those of you who don't know who PJ Souls is, you know who PJ Souls is. All right, she played Linda in the original Halloween. She played Norma in Carrie. And she played Riff Randall in Rock and Roll High School. She's done other things too. She's in the Devil's Rejects. She's produced some stuff. She's directed some stuff. But that 77 to 80 period is really what she's most known for, and that's what made her the cult classic actress that she is in many people's minds. And I'm gonna have to walk a very tight rope here. I'm gonna have to pull a balancing act, because when I was 5-6 years old, that's when I first started watching these movies. That's when I became aware of PJ Souls and different things, and don't judge, because I was pretty mature for my age, so these movies were fine. But I remember watching first movie I ever saw her in was Halloween, which I'm going to be seeing, and I remember thinking, just being 5 or 6 years old, man, I really like this girl. This girl's awesome, and I didn't think anything of it at the time. I kind of felt the same way about Stevie Nicks. And come to find out, once I hit like 12, 13 years old, I realized why I liked them when I was 5 and 6. And that was like they were my first crushes. So she's one of my first crushes, and I get to meet her in a week. And I have to be careful that's not something you just like blurt out to this person that you're just meeting, that you had a crush on them when you were 6, because it's awkward.
Or that you made it real awkward when you were 12.
So you got to be kind of, it's going to be a weird tightrope for me to walk, because of course I want to tell her like how much I have always liked her, because that's what fans do. But it could real easy go from like fanboy to creepy ass stalker. Arrest him, and I don't want to do that.
But do you want to walk that line between those two?
I really want to. No, I really want to make it awkward and see what happens. To be honest with you,
but you don't want to strike out and be like, "Nice to meet you."
Well, that's why I'm just going to be like just a dude, just a regular dude, and just huge fan, blah blah blah, all that. Just do that. I'll probably do the same shit that she hears like from everybody. Oh, I'm such a huge fan of yours. I love you and this and this and this. Blah blah blah.
There's definitely going to be 5 people in front of you and 5 people behind you that say the exact same thing that you say, and they've been thinking about it all week because they're like, "I don't want to be weird, creepy stalker guy."
Yeah. So we're all going to say the same thing. Also, she's signing posters for us, so that's cool.
You wearing a V-neck?
Am I wearing a V-neck?
Yeah, show off a little something.
I haven't decided. I haven't decided, to be honest.
Maybe do some nice jeans, a little black V-neck.
Yeah, maybe some skinny jeans with like some of them pointy-toed shoes that all the dudes
maybe
are
the ones with the white tips on them.
Oh, some wingtips.
Yeah, you don't want to be too crazy, but
Yeah.
You want her to notice.
Maybe a chain, maybe a gold chain.
No, do the silver chain wallet.
Silver chain. Oh, the silver chain. I don't know. It doesn't look right with the V-neck. I don't think. I think that's contrasting messages. I feel like that's.
But maybe that's what you want to do, because she'll be like, "That guy's weird."
I will be remembered, probably not in a good way. I want her to remember me in a good way. So I'm formulating some questions to ask her in the Q&A that I feel like she may not have heard. I'm not going to ask her, but what was it like working with Jamie Lee Curtis? I'm not going to ask her that kind of stuff. Which is
so as an actor, what would you say is your favorite part?
Right. What was your favorite part of filming the movie?
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to be asking those questions. But what's even cooler is that my 15-year-old nephew is coming with me. So I think that's pretty cool, too.
He's seen Halloween.
He's seen Halloween, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Now, that's great, too, but how good would it be if this was the first time he'd ever seen it?
That would be even... Well, then he probably wouldn't want to go, though. I don't know if it'd be cool to go. Because that's what these things are for, is these are for, like, you've seen the movie, you love the people in it, or it reminds you of a specific time in your life. It's not like, like some movie, like, they're having Titanic at this, and I don't want to see that, because I've never seen the movie, I have no desire to see the movie. So these things are more kind of, like, for the fans, and you don't kind of want those, this is going to be very, very, goddamn it, maddish. But you kind of don't want those people to be there because they ruin the experience.
Wow. Coming off like a real dickhead here at the end of this.
I said it was going to come off a little goddamn it Mattish, and it did.
Yeah.
But I'm sure when Matt hears this, he's going to be like, "Yup, totally agree." This is kind of a thing for the fans, and I mean, someone who's never seen is like they're going to sit there and watch the movie the first time they've ever seen it. What could they possibly have to ask her afterwards?
So, like, when you were filming the movie,
right?
Those people are everywhere. Every time I go to any kind of con, there's always someone who asks. I guarantee you, in their head, they had the best question ever,
and it just came out totally wrong.
When they get up there, it's like the most like there's not. It's so generic. They'll be like, "What's your like? Do you like being a hero?"
Right. What's what when you said that line? What were you thinking?
So like season 3, episode 14. You're like, come here, and can you remember that at all? They're like, no, I don't really.
But I believe you. They're always super nice. Like, no, I believe.
Thanks for coming.
I don't remember, but I believe you. Thanks for being here. Yeah. I believe that I said that. Thanks. Next question. You. So yeah, I'm super excited for that.
I still say wear the V-neck. If you won't do the rest,
I don't have a V-neck.
Yeah, go get you a nice tight new black one.
I'm not buying a shirt for it.
It's your idol.
It's my crush. There's a difference.
You probably did terrible things to this lady.
Never.
Idea of her.
Never.
Tell her that.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
The things you and I have done in my imagination. Yep. Nice to meet you.
That's why I wore the shirt.
Yeah. It's new. Well, it does sound like fun, and you'll have to report back.
Oh, damn straight.
As to how much of an ass you make of yourself.
Yeah, here's hoping for at least only about 10%, but...
Here's what I'll say. I'll be more disappointed if you just have a normal. If you don't make... Like, I would rather you accidentally make an ass of yourself.
Yeah, this is the same guy who fucking photoshopped my fucking face onto a turd last week, so I don't really hold my best wishes in your hands.
First off, it was tasteful. And fitting for the name of the episode.
Okay.
If you haven't seen that, check out youtube.com/Gamestitch. Look at it, episode 246.
I feel like you don't have my best interest at heart. Just saying.
I made that about you. That's what you do. You elevate your friends.
Yeah. That's elevation, all right.
Speaking of elevating your friends, I played some Fortnite Battle Royale PUBG edition.
Mm-hmm. It's not PUBG.
And
it's not that.
I jumped in there. They have duos. They have supply drops now, like another game that I've heard of. And we got in there. It was Howard, who I play a lot of Rocket League with, and Hoffenshow. The first night we played, and let me tell you, I'm damn close to winning. Damn close.
Yeah.
I got second like 3 times in like almost in a row. And several times top 10. Like, I'm gonna win one real soon.
Now, does that come down to a lot of hiding?
Yeah, so I think there's 2 ways to play this game or any battle royale game that might be similar that people might confuse with this one. You can have fun. You can jump out where everyone else does. You can go down and you can fight to the death. Mm-hmm. Or you go down in a semi-secluded area. You barely stay inside the circle as it moves in, and you creep and hide until there's a handful of people left. Then you come out and hope that you can kill one, the last one surviving, and win.
Right.
Now, the last one's the successful one, but it's not as fun. It's boring to watch. It's a little boring to play, but the heart gets going. The palms get sweaty when you get down to like the last 5.
Yeah, you make it like it's kind of weird. You make it like a stealth game, and you hate stealth.
I know, it is weird because I don't even feel like I play this like a stealth game, but I know that I do.
Right, exactly.
But for some reason, when I'm doing it, I feel like I'm playing it smart.
You're so back-asswards because when you're playing a stealth game, you want to run a gun, When you're playing a game, you're supposed to run and gun, and what are you doing hiding in fucking bushes?
Yeah, because for some reason I hate forced stealth. But this to me feels like I'm being strategic, not like I'm being stealthy.
So you don't mind strategic stealth. You don't like it as a gameplay mechanic.
You and I played the next night, and you weren't on to see this, but the first night I hid in a bush. Hoffenshow and Howard both went down dead. No teammates, just me.
Right.
I'm in a bush, totally surrounded by a team of guys who are fighting another team of guys.
Right, you're just watching.
I'm in a bush. They're all around me shooting at this other team.
Nothing wrong with that.
I might be 5 steps away from all 3 of them. Like they've made a triangle and I'm right in the middle and they're shooting another team who's shooting at them, and none of the 6 people understand that I'm in that bush.
Too bad you didn't have any grenades. You could have finished it.
No, I wouldn't have, though. I felt like right then I felt like the master predator.
Oh, gotcha.
I had power over all of them without ever squeezing the trigger, and it felt damn good.
Okay.
I died shortly thereafter, but I felt so good in that moment, I didn't matter if I was going to win or not.
Was this after I got off? Was I not on?
No, this was the night before. Yeah, this is not when you and me and Hoffenshow got on. Next night. This is the previous night.
Gotcha.
It was awesome. It was a great moment. But I'll report back, but I'm close to a win.
Well, I'll tell you what. I feel like, because you and I and Hoffenshow also played, and I feel like we just didn't have luck on our side that day. Because
a lot of that game is luck. Yeah.
Every time we landed in like the absolute furthest away from the circle you could be.
Yeah.
So we had
Sometimes
no choice
happens.
but to continually just run.
And we made some poor decisions, I think, early on in a lot of those matches, which put us behind.
Yeah.
But I still had fun with it. I didn't think we did as well on night number 2.
No.
But I attribute a lot of that to me being very tired before we even started.
You were tired.
My focus wasn't there because a lot of the first night, it was usually just one person that made it all the way to the end. The other 2 died fairly quickly.
Right.
Or along the way. So I don't necessarily think it was we had a better or worse group one night or the other. I just think I was really tired. And I think we jumped out at some really unfortunate spots.
We did. It did hurt. We got in that one spot where you were the only one who found like the only gun in like, I don't know, like a 50-mile radius on this island.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know if I've ever had that happen before where there's just no weapons in sight anywhere. I mean, weapons are fairly plentiful in Fortnite.
Except for then.
Yeah, it was weird. And that group of trees we jumped in almost always has the treasure chest up top. Clearly did not.
Did not.
So that was not good. But that game's a lot of fun. I would love to get a W. Maybe even stream. I streamed some of that. I would like to stream maybe a little more of that.
Maybe
when we're all on one night.
When we're all on, we could stream it one night. Yeah.
And the other thing I want to talk about is Cuphead.
Still?
Well, I've never talked about it on here.
Oh, that's right. You haven't.
Right. So last week I teased that I was going to play Cuphead in the past, and I did in fact do that. You can find it at youtube.com/Gamestitch. But I really, really like Cuphead. Cuphead's one of those things that, like, I've been thinking about Cuphead a lot.
I can tell you like it.
Yeah, I want to play that game a lot.
I can tell it's definitely your kind of game. I can tell it's definitely not my kind of game.
To me, if you're one of those kids that grew up with those old school platformers where you had to fail until you figured it out, and you still have a special place in your heart for that,
then Cuphead's the way to go.
If that feeling fucked a Disney movie, like an old Disney movie, that's what Cuphead is. Like the art is like really distractingly good.
The art is very good. You're right.
Like distractingly good. Like I think I died one time because I just needed to see it.
It's like the old Warner Brothers cartoons is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's super, super good. It's Contra meets 1920.
Yeah.
You're Cuphead or Mugman if you're playing 2-player, which is maybe Mugman might even be a better name than Cuphead. You shoot finger pistols, which is I'm a fan of finger banging. So that makes a lot of sense.
You love the finger bang, yeah.
And it's so like challenging. I think challenging is a better word than hard.
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing people say how hard it is. I don't think hard is fair. I think it forces you to learn how to beat it.
It's interesting you say that.
Yeah, I think because it's one of those things. You play a game where you're like, this is too fucking hard for me.
Uh-huh. And you just
Cuphead,
quit.
Yeah, Cuphead doesn't do that. Cuphead, you mess up, and you're like, I'll do that next time without messing up. And then you do, and then you mess up somewhere else, and you're like, no, I got to do it without messing up there.
Yeah.
And as you do that, you put together a better run. If you watch my playthrough, I'm doing the platform and stuff. I can't even beat this level. I play it like 20 times before I finally get through it. At the end of my stream, I play through that level without ever taking a hit when I go back.
Right.
Like, you develop skills without even realize you're doing so, just in playing the game and getting used to mechanics. The one thing I want to say about Cuphead that I do not like, the button layout, OG out of the box, factory layout is not good.
Yeah, change it up.
Everything is on your face button. So jump, shoot, power shot, and dash are all on your face buttons. I don't know what your thumb looks like. That doesn't work for me.
Gotcha.
I played that way. It's set up like a Super Nintendo game.
Mm-hmm.
I played that way because that's the way they had it set up. Next time I play, I will 100% be mapping my buttons. I got to get dash back there on the trigger.
Yep.
I got to get some stuff that makes some sense because it's a little weird to play like it is. But I still had a fucking blast with it, and it's so well done. It's one of those games that was hyped up. It was introduced a long time ago. It had every right to come out and fail because it was overhyped. And I don't think it did.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Yeah, it really, to me, it really delivered. It's these like boss rush mixed with this like platforming, and it's got an overworld, and the music is jazzy and good for it's a total package. It's $20. You should buy it if you have an Xbox One and you like platformers. Challenging ones, not hard. If someone tells you it's hard, say fuck you. It's challenging.
It's interesting that you say that about hard and challenging because I also played a game this week and streamed it that I had read reviews and such, and a lot of people said it's hard. And I disagree. I think it's challenging in this exact same way you explain. You have to figure out what it is you need to do to beat that area. You can switch. I played Ruiner, the cyberpunk isometric top-down. I love it. I love this game. I love the story. I love the cyberpunk aesthetic anyway. So it's got me right there. But on top of that, I think this is a good, challenging game. But it's got, as you level up, you have different skills. But you can swap your skills on the fly. And each time you come to a boss, you have to. It's almost a trial and error to figure out that strategy. To say, okay, what do I need to have where of my skills to beat this guy? So and when you finally get it right, you're like, oh my god, I'm a motherfucking genius, smartest man ever. So like, yeah, I fucking knew it. But it's like that. It does have some of those old school platform trial and error aesthetic to it, which some people don't like that. A lot of people who aren't familiar with games back in the day, they want all that information spoon-fed to them. Here's what you have to do here. Here's what you have to do there. They want it obvious. It sounds like you're also looking at the trial and error, determining what skills you need to use in Cuphead, just as I did in Ruiner. I think it's interesting the two totally different games have each affected us in the exact same way and given us the same impression of them. So if you want to watch that, head over to YouTube/Gamestitch and check out Ryan's Cuphead. Check out my Ruiner. I can't speak to Cuphead. I don't think it's for me, but I do want to try it. I think I need for it to come down in price. I can speak to Ruiner, and if you like if you like Dead Nation, only you like RPGs, and you like a little bit of strategy and the trial and error aspect of platformers, I think you pick it up. I think it's a no-brainer. It's very, very well done, and it looks great. Music's great. All of it. Pick it up.
Also, I'll say, if you're not going to play Cuphead, anyone listening, watch somebody play Cuphead.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's not going to ruin anything for you. Watch Cuphead. It's everyone should celebrate the fact that these people took the time to make a game that looks this way.
It looks
even
amazing.
if you don't care to play with it.
It does. I have watched videos. I watched some of your stream. It looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it's so super cool, and it's such a complete thought. It is exactly what it was supposed to be. And even 4 or 5 months ago, I heard people playing this game. They're like, "Oh, the platforming part's not very good." Like they finished it. They made it right. They got it together. And those same people are like, they fixed it. They made it all great. They made it one giant thought.
Yep.
And you can tell it's a passion project that it doesn't feel like they cut any corners on. I do really enjoy it, and it does have a casual mode,
which is still hard as fuck.
Well, no, I mean it's still challenging. Not as challenging, but
I shouldn't say hard. I should say challenging. You're right.
I said before I played it last week. I would play on baby mode. So at the beginning of the stream, I play the very first boss on casual, and they have casual and standard. I think it's called, or something like that. But there's something not rewarding about it.
Is it because you know it's casual?
I don't think so. It's the game actually doesn't let you beat it, but you don't beat it unless you play on standard. You're collecting souls. That's what you're doing. You can't collect the souls if you don't play on standard. I don't know if that means you can't progress. You probably can still progress, but you're not actually collecting.
You can't collect them if you're on casual.
On casual, yeah.
Okay.
But there's something about so you remember old school boss fights? The bad guy was always in stages, forms. You beat him. Oh, he's not really dead. Now he's bigger. Oh, now he can shoot fire. So that's what all these bosses are. They're like phases. So what casual does is just take some of those phases out.
Gotcha.
Which I don't like. I feel like it needs the complete series of it. So I actually, even though it's harder and even though I fail a lot more, I actually prefer to play on standard.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, really enjoy Cuphead. And I did watch your Runer. I don't know if you even looked at the comments, but I even said that it looked like a Dead Nation when I was watching it.
Yeah, it looks very Dead Nation-y. I did see that.
Yeah, it did give me that vibe, and it looked great. Probably not something I'm going to play, but it looked great.
I love it. I feel like it was a game made for me. So
yeah.
But and other than that, just the regulars, some Rocket League. We talked about the Fortnite and some pinball. It's really all I played this week, I think. Oh, I started to play Mass Effect Andromeda on the PS4 because I haven't played it on there yet. But I just got as far as creating my character, and then we jumped into something else.
All right, let's move on to some news.
Should we?
We should. Speaking of Fortnite, a lot of people are playing Fortnite. A lot of people are getting banned from Fortnite.
Yeah, there's some shit going down.
So Epic is addressing cheaters in Fortnite. It's their highest priority, and you can tell because they just banned a shit ton of people. Thousands of people.
Thousands of people. To be fair, I know we said there's a bunch of people getting banned, and there is. But they had 7,000 people. 7,000 people, or 7,000. 7 million people are playing this game. Thousands are getting banned for cheating, so that's not that many. It's still too many as far as I'm concerned. And good on you, Epic. Keep it rolling. But I don't think banning or cheating is incredibly prolific in this game.
No, but I think this is how you keep it from becoming a free-to-play game.
Right. As soon as you see hints of it, you nip it in the bud and call it a day.
Now, I do want to note, they did just announce this 7 million mark, but they don't tell you how this is divided up. So you don't know how many are playing the OG Fortnite or how many are playing the free Battle Royale mode.
I'm pretty sure it's Fortnite altogether.
It is Fortnite altogether. They don't tell you, though, how the 7 million is grouped.
Oh, gotcha. It's just 7 playing Fortnite. You don't know if it's 3 playing Battle Royale and 4 playing...
Right.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
So while the base game is $40 right now, eventually it will be free. You're buying the Founders Pack right now. So Battle Royale mode is free. It doesn't tell you how the 7 million is what the piece of the pie looks like. But they are banning people for cheating. Epic has this to say: we are constantly working against both cheaters and the people who provide cheating. It's ongoing. We're exploring every measure to ensure those cheaters are removed and stay removed from Fortnite Battle Royale and Epic ecosystem.
Good for them.
They also don't give any clues as to what or why they're or how they're looking.
Nope.
But that's part of the point.
You don't want to make the criminals aware so they can find a workaround. So right. they're not stating what they're looking for, how they're doing it, any of that.
Yeah, it's cool. So, it's cool news. I like Fortnite. I like Battle Royale mode. I like people who care about their game enough to go after people who don't.
And I hate cheaters.
Fuck a cheater.
Fuck a cheater. Goddamn right.
A new Stranger Things game is going to let you relive the 80s.
Yes, the second season.
Just in time for Season 2.
Yep, the second season comes out here at the end of this month. But if you have iOS and Android, you can play the Stranger Things game, which is just dripping in both show lore and 80s nostalgia.
All those BlackBerry users are real upset right now.
Oh, yeah. It's a pixelated, retro-inspired side-scroller. You play as either Hopper or the Stranger Things kids. And basically you travel around the town of Hawkins, Indiana, other places from the show, battling enemies, solving puzzles. Each character has their own unique ability. It's very, it's almost Zelda-esque.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very Zelda-esque. So it's very pixelated, very, very much looking like it should be on Super Nintendo. So you should check that out. I haven't checked this out yet, but I really want to get it. But it's available on the App Store and on Google Play now.
Check it out.
Check it out.
It's a cool looking game.
Oh, and it's free with no microtransactions. Very important.
For free.
But there are it's kind of neat the way they've done it, because what you do is you collect Eggos and gnomes from the game, which are part of, if you've watched the show, that you'll know what that means.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Season 2's getting ready to start. It was a year ago. Fuck off.
Spoiler alert.
So the game is free, but by collecting these things, that's how you unlock more of the game. So I think that's pretty cool.
Are you going to play it?
I think I am. I love the show. I can't wait for Season 2.
Now we're about to get in a big, fat, nasty block of PlayStation news.
And I'm pretty sure that almost none of it's super exciting.
If you're not a PlayStation guy, buckle up.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew House. Boss man. Numero uno at PlayStation is out.
He left.
Gone. Sorta. So Andrew House is leaving PlayStation after 26 years.
Good Lord.
Yes. He's been president and chief executive of SCE, which is now SIE, since 2011. He's the guy that everyone knows from the Kojima video. Kojima coming to PlayStation, where he's speaking amazing Japanese.
Yes.
To Kojima.
Kojima.
And he's been on keynotes. A lot of people, I've realized since Andrew House announced he was leaving, people either like Andrew House or they don't. Hear a lot of people hating on Andy House.
Yeah, I never thought he did a horrible job. I thought he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He may not have been the best personality to have out in front of the audience, but he was the guy who had hands in everything, so he knew just enough about everything to give out relevant information without giving anything away.
Here's what I'll say about... So, people love Shuhei Yoshida.
Oh, yeah, they do love Shuhei.
People like Shuhei Yoshida don't exist very often in this world.
No.
And he is a special person that I think is super important to Sony. But Andrew House is a fucking businessman.
Right.
And every now and then you need a businessman.
To just run shit right.
I think he had his hand in almost everything at Sony. I think he He righted the ship. I think he was imperative to the success of the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the company will miss him dearly.
I do too. I'm curious if this is indicative of maybe a sea change at Sony, if they're thinking about maybe switching up some directions somewhere.
I don't think so. This seems to be his choice. He says he wants to spend more time with his family before ultimately deciding what he wants to do in the entertainment industry. I don't know what that means. That could mean games, could mean movies, could mean comics. Who knows? Entertainment's a lot of things.
It is.
You have to assume it's game.
Maybe it's porn. Maybe Andy's going to be in porn. Old people porn.
Yeah. So he's being replaced by John Codera, who is presently Sony Interactive Entertainment's deputy president. House will remain on as a director and chairman of SIE throughout the rest of this year to ensure a smooth transaction. By transaction, I mean transition. And this is a big deal that Sony just announced like it was not a big deal.
Right.
Super confusing to me.
They did. So, yeah. I'm not Sony's given no indication on what they think of this. They've just basically put the information out there and left it at that. I don't know what to think.
I don't either. Except for that I like Andy House, and I think he'll be missed. And hopefully John Codera does a good job.
Can handle taking over the reins.
Yeah, sure. I'll give him a chance. Everybody deserves a fair shake.
Yeah, don't fuck it up, bro.
He's worked side by side with Andrew House for quite a while.
Yeah, he's got to be pretty familiar.
Yeah, so
with the inner workings.
Interesting to see what happens there. No Man's Sky update 1.38, 3.8, 1.38. My goodness. Released for PS4 and PC. It doesn't do a lot. This is one of the first patches you've seen since the wave of patches that came earlier this year.
Yeah.
And it looks like the main thing it does is it makes it way easier to manage your save files.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different game modes in No Man's Sky now, and a lot of people were accidentally overwriting things and loading the wrong thing, and so now you don't need to select your game mode or do anything like that. You have 5 save slots, and inside each of those save slots you have a auto and a manual, because the game does auto save when you enter a building or your ship or exit a building or your ship, and so it has auto save, and it also has a manual save slot in each of the 5. And you can save any game mode in any of the 5 slots. Whichever you click on to load is the game mode that it loads. So they're just really simplifying how you get around and how you navigate your saves.
Yeah, so that's definitely a good thing.
And there's a whole bunch of other shit you can read in the show note or in the update patch notes. They changed some Dead Planet effects and things like that.
Nothing really super cool that's extremely game changing. It's mostly a few minor tweaks here and there.
Right. Horizon Zero Dawn, you ever heard of it?
Oh, I've heard of it.
And now it's getting a complete edition. That's going to be the main game with the DLC for those who have not yet jumped headfirst into the world of Horizon Zero Dawn. This is how you probably should do it. It would make sense. You're going to get the game and the Frozen Wilds, which were released November 7th. This collection is due out December 5th, which makes no sense. But still exciting. If you haven't got it before, this set's going to retail for
$50.
$50, and it comes with the art of Horizon Zero Dawn digital art book.
You get an exclusive PS4 theme.
A Ranger outfit, which you probably look really nice in, and a bow.
A Trailblazer outfit and a bow.
A Banuk Traveler Pack.
A Karja Trader Pack.
And a Nora Keeper Pack.
Boom.
My God, what a deal.
It is. It is a great deal.
Fantastic game, yeah.
This is super cool to hear. It's an amazing game. I finished it. Here's what upsets me about this. Is this tells me that we're probably not going to be getting any more DLC for it.
Oh, sounds like it. It's a wrap, Jack.
And I'm a little upset by that because I want more Horizon Zero Dawn. I want more.
You want more Aloy in your life?
I want more Aloy in my life.
I like Aloy.
Aloy's cool. She's a warrior without knowing she's a warrior.
She's interesting.
And she doesn't push it in people's faces.
Uh-huh.
She's not like, I'm the best there is, there was, or ever will be. I'm the baddest bitch on the planet. She's just like... What?
She's a warrior out of necessity.
Yes.
And out of, like, want.
But it's also part of her personality.
Yeah.
Which we come to learn more about her during the course of the game. I'm not going to spoil it.
Spoiler alert.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Well, you told them that they learned more about her.
Oh, Jesus, that's not a fucking spoiler. That's typical of every fucking game you play.
It's cool. If you don't want to prepare the listeners, I will.
Fine, you do it.
Spoiler alert.
I'm glad you could help.
I'm glad, too. That's what I'm here for.
Fucking Christ.
This plane's not going to fly itself. That's why they all have co-pilots.
Yeah, just go. Go. Next.
If one person could do it, you wouldn't need a co-pilot.
Not everybody has a co-pilot.
Well, I feel sad for those people in my heart.
I don't.
The ones that are flying through this life solo.
Sometimes I prefer not to have a co-pilot.
You say that now, but what if the sticks are real hard to pull up on?
I just won't fly.
Would you fly if you could? Not like yourself, but like if you had a pilot's license.
Would I?
Yeah.
That's not really a desire I have, so I don't think so.
I'm interested by it. I think I want to land a plane more than I actually want to fly a plane.
Really?
I think there's something neat about landing a plane.
Yeah, I don't think flying's not... I'm more of a water guy. I like the water.
A lot of big stuff in the water, though.
Well, we don't even know what's out in the air.
I've never seen anything in the air just fucking attack something.
Well, I mean,
like that,
out
though.
in the fucking... I'm talking further out space.
Oh, yeah, I'm not flying that far.
They're pilots, too, you know. That's how they start. Astronauts start out as pilots. It's not just like, oh, hey, guess what? It's not like a fucking Armageddon. It's not like you're not like, oh, I drilled oil, now I'm an astronaut. It's not how it works.
We don't know what's in the deepest crevices, the crevasses of the ocean either.
I like the top of the water. I'm not a fan of the underneath it. I will say that.
But you get the whole package deal with water. The stuff from the bottom can come to the top.
Yeah, but it doesn't.
Oh, sometimes it does, and it bites your fucking legs off.
Only some people.
Yeah, well, it only takes one mishap for you to not love the water as much.
You know what? That's right. So when that happens, I won't. All it takes is one mishap, and maybe you don't love the air so much either.
It'll be air, though. It won't be like, oh, fuck, the shark bit my leg off.
No, it's more like it's not the air that kills you, it's that sudden stop.
Are you referring to the crash?
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, but I've got hours of parachute time now from Fortnite. So
okay.
So
you're good. Okay.
Plus, I played that. Remember that Nightfall Air Force VR experience I did?
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. Well, you know what? I played Abzu, so I should be fine in the water.
What a good game, Abzu. Shout out to Abzu.
So I'm sticking with.
That's a good game. I feel like not everybody played.
They didn't. It was free. They should have got it when it was free.
Maybe they did, and they just didn't ever play it. Now's a good time to play it.
They could. Yeah, I played it. I have to play it more. I was going through my library the other day. I have so much shit I have to play. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I don't even know why I'm buying games. I have so many games that I've bought that I'm not even fucking playing.
It's hard not to buy stuff though that you know you want.
It is. You're right.
Like I'm thinking about Assassin's Creed. I'm like, I really want to play that. New Assassin's Creed looks awesome. But then I'm like, when am I going to play it?
I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Egypt as a.
Oh, see, I am. Special place in my heart.
See, I'm not.
And this Discovery remote's really got me going.
The Discovery remote does seem cool, but I'm just not. I can't pull the trigger on. I can't. I don't have it in me. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think.
I don't think there's enough for me, what I like personally in that game, to play it right now.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
That's just me.
But I'm excited about it.
I understand.
And then I got Mario Odyssey coming out. I've got Gran Turismo Sport coming out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where does one get the time? I just picked up Stardew Valley and Golf Story for the Switch.
For the Switch?
Yeah. Super pumped to play those.
I bet.
It's a busy time.
I know
What a hard
how much
life.
you love you some Stardew.
God damn, Stardew's good. Stardew's so good. Next PlayStation story. Update 5.0 is out for the PlayStation 4. I'm sure you know it by now, but I'm not sure you know what it does because it doesn't do much.
And it doesn't do much that affects me, might I add.
This is disappointing. I like the whole number of updates. I always think about being the big updates.
Yeah.
The juicy, like, ooh, this had a lot in it. This feels like a point something update.
Yeah, this is like a 0.2.
So really the main thing that would affect anyone that is listening is PS4 Pro users will be able to stream at 1080p, 60 frames per second. And you might be thinking that doesn't affect me, but you know, I stream on a Pro, so you might get better quality out of my stream.
Yeah.
So that might affect.
Yeah.
something.
You forgot the providing the connection is strong enough, which yours isn't.
Fine. Yeah, it is. It's fine. Stream's fine.
Okay.
PSVR users will now be able to see messages and comments when streaming, you couldn't do that before.
That's cool.
Your friends list is updated with management tools. You can group friends now, like, hey, these are the fuckers I only play this game with.
Right.
That way you ain't got to look at their faces when you're not playing that game. Which is kind of nice, I guess. The quick menu's got some updates. Notifications, you can now set those to like a do not disturb when you're doing certain things, like watching TV or music or a movie, something like that. So you can disable messages or pop-up notifications while watching media, which is kind of cool. And you can change the color. A lot of people got real butthurt. It was always black before, then it changed to white. A lot of people unhappy. I'll say I like it better the way it is now, even though it was jarring at first.
Yeah.
I will not be changing it back.
Yeah, it didn't jar me much. I didn't mind it.
So now I've just got to lean into the future. I'm keeping it the way it is.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, not much going on here. There's also some new parental control stuff that they call Family on PSN.
Yeah, basically instead of setting up separate accounts, you set up separate accounts under a master account. That's the way I read this. Is that how you read it?
So you used to have like master and sub. Now you can actually have like sort of like different masters. It's not really different masters, but the sub accounts doesn't necessarily mean they're a child.
Right. It's just
so those accounts can now actually go and buy things under their own cards, and it's just a separate account. Yeah.
You know what you can't do?
Not a sub-dom roll as much.
Yeah. You know what you can't do, though?
What?
Change your PSN.
That's true.
Still can't do that.
It's true, you can't. You shouldn't pick a stupid name, though. You wouldn't have to deal with it.
I'm just saying. There's a lot of people out there that have been begging for this for years and years and years. It's the only thing they want. Instead, what do they get? Sub-dom list.
I play a lot of Rocket League, and I have PS4 only, and I see a lot of shitty names.
I do, too. Don't worry.
So I understand the need for it. But there's no guarantee that these people will make a better choice second time around.
That's true. I understand that. But it's nice to have it as an option.
Right. So when I play with Big Juicy Facial, I don't know that he's going to do better next time around.
Yeah. Big Juicy Facial.
Or
capital
Lou,
P, capital J, capital F.
Or Lou Sasshole, which is my favorite name I think I've ever seen on the PSN.
I love that guy. No, mine was Django Ate My Baby. That was my favorite.
Yeah. Lou Sasshole.
I remember Lou Sasshole.
That's a good name.
I do remember him.
There's no guarantee these people will make a better decision. And I will say that most people were kids when they made their PSN.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So
we all grow
Lou
up.
Sasshole is funny. Now
Lou's probably a fucking lawyer now.
Now you're a grown-ass man working on Wall Street. It's not so cool.
Right, Lou's probably a lawyer on a
Right.
53rd floor of an office tower somewhere.
Right.
Making dreams come true. He goes home, takes his button-up off, and becomes Loose Asshole again.
By the way, he will never accept your real name request.
That's true, too. This last story, probably the most important Sony story on this list.
No doubt.
Very impactful to both Dan and myself.
No doubt.
And I think to most of you as well. You can now buy an actual PlayStation-themed snowboard. So when I was parading through the news today, perusing the news, looking for stories that were going to be impactful.
This thing is so cool looking.
I was like, so here's what happened. I was like, what the fuck? And I clicked on it, and I'm like, God damn, that's a cool looking snowboard.
Hold on, before you keep going. When you first saw it, did you think it was a peripheral?
No. I
thought it might be. I thought it was.
I was like, fuck, that's cool looking.
I thought it was a peripheral.
And then I left the story to go find news.
Mm-hmm.
And I had enough news for what I thought was, good enough for the podcast. And I went back to the home page, and I was like, and so I was on GameSpot, then I went to IGN, and I think I might have been on Kotaku, and I was like, there's that fucking snowboard again. And I clicked on it, and I'm like, God, that thing looks cool.
That thing looks awesome.
As a non-snowboarder, that would still look really good on the wall.
Yeah.
And I stared at it so much, I was like, it's going on the news. So here we go. Sony recently released a new piece of PlayStation-branded merchandise. It's the snowboard. It's gray, slate gray, just like the original PlayStation. It features a retro-style rainbow accents, the PS logo, and the spots on the board where the bindings go are designed to look like the PS1's open and power buttons.
That's so fucking cool.
It looks so super cool. It's modeled after Never Summer's West snowboard. There's some other snowboardy terms here I'm not going to read you because I don't really know what they mean, and it doesn't really matter. What matters is there's only 100 of these bitches.
Yes.
You're going to have to move quick if you want one, because I know it's a big crossover, the PlayStation snowboarding community.
Mm-hmm.
And they're 500 bones.
Yeah, not this guy, I'm afraid.
So, I know you're thinking, wow, that's expensive. That's actually $60 less than what the West normally costs.
That's true. It is.
So if you're a snowboarder, this is a screaming hot deal, and you should take advantage of it. If you're just a fat guy with a beard that wants to put it on your wall, this is probably too expensive.
Yeah, no doubt.
Probably. Check out the picture, though. Do yourself a solid.
Yeah, the fucking thing looks good. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's cool looking.
Good.
It's cool looking. Oh, man. That was all the news. Got real Sony there at the end. Got real Sony.
Sony heavy.
But, I mean, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. That's where the news took us. And where the news taketh, we goeth. You know how early in the podcast I usually say,
where it taketh and goeth.
If this is your first time here, thanks for coming.
Yep.
This is the official Gamestitch Podcast. You and I get together. We talk about games, some other stuff.
Dumpster fire, blah, blah, blah.
It's a dumpster fire. If you want to support us, you could go on patreon.com/Gamestitch. You could do so. We have lots of rewards. We have cool tiers. We've been doing streams for you guys.
Yep. Newsletters. There's
a newsletter that goes out if you support us at any tier there. I usually say that a lot early on.
You did. You do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't do that this time.
It's fine.
No.
It's Friday.
No.
We're mixing things up.
It's Friday, and I'll tell you why I think I don't like the Friday shows.
Sure.
I work Friday. You work Friday.
Uh-huh.
There's no time to do show notes.
True. There's not.
I think I don't like the Friday shows because I don't feel as prepared.
That's fair. I understand that.
It causes me to skip things like the rigmarole up front.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, when you have the show notes, you skip things too.
Rarely.
But it does happen.
Like, people don't even know that this comes out at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world because they haven't been told.
Right. But now they know it does next week.
It does. It always comes out because we don't fucking miss.
So that's nice. No, whether we go on vacation or might get drunk, we plan ahead.
Because we care about your ear holes and we want to fill them up.
Yep.
So we do. Same time. Monday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. Podcast services around the world. You find a podcast service around the world that we're not on, let us know. Podcast at Gamestitch.com, and we'll get on there. Or we'll try. Maybe not. We'll do our best.
Or you can let me know on Twitter at ShirtlessDan. And Ryan is at Podcast Ryan. Let us know if you find a podcast service that we're not on.
With important things like that, you should email me because I won't check the Twitter.
It's true. I will. I check the Twitter. I have notifications set to go off.
I suck at social media.
I know. I'm not great. I'm okay.
Did I tell the story about my Facebook?
I don't know.
So I don't have a Facebook.
Right, you don't have one.
Long time ago in a galaxy far away, I did.
I thought you had a MySpace.
Yeah, I had a MySpace too, and it looked fucking great.
Huh.
But I had a Facebook back when Facebook was like just starting to be a thing.
Yeah.
I had a Facebook. I used the Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
There was one point where I was like, hey, Facebook is just about drama, and I deleted it. But you don't delete it, you deactivate it. It never goes away.
Right.
That's probably been 14 years ago.
It can't have been that long ago.
It's been a long time ago.
Facebook probably came out.
It's been a long time ago.
2007?
It's hard to say. It's been a long time ago.
So it's 10 years. We'll say 10 years. Which is significantly less than 14.
Not really. It's about the same thing.
No, it's not. They're totally different. I'm not having this conversation with you. Continue.
I'm trying to see when it comes up. We need to be factually accurate. Let's see.
Now you're worried about factual accuracy?
Yeah, it's what we do here.
All of a sudden?
It's been a long time ago.
2007.
It was founded in 2004.
Yes.
Let's see if I can figure out when it became like a thing that people did.
2007.
I don't see that information without looking. Here's what I'll say though. I think they're pretty definitely sure I was still in high school, and I graduated in 2004. I deleted it before graduating.
I don't think that. No, I don't think so.
I feel like that's the case.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
I don't know.
It's really not important. Continue your story.
It definitely wasn't 2004, but you know what I'm saying. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anyways, after one of the podcasts like 3 weeks ago on Sunday, got an email. It's like, hey, thanks for reactivating your Facebook.
Ooh, what happened there?
It's like, what the fuck? Clearly, I haven't done so in 14 years.
Was it yours? It's only been 10.
Yeah, it's mine.
Your Facebook or
Yeah.
Gamestitch Facebook?
No, mine.
Oh.
I'm like, what the shit is going on? By the way, Gamestitch is facebook.com/the Gamestitch. And I'm like, what's going on here? I didn't do this. Let me deactivate this shit because I'm not going to stand for having a Facebook.
Right. I'm not having any of it.
So I Google first the email address because I don't want to be part of a fucking scam.
Right.
Everybody's like, this is the real email address. So I click on ways to deactivate your account, or this wasn't you, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, this wasn't fucking me, asshole. And it's like, oh, cool, if it wasn't you, just go over to Facebook, log in with this information, and you can deactivate it. I don't like this goose hunt it's sending me on.
Right.
But I go over to Facebook, I log in. It's like, we can do this two ways. You can answer a bunch of questions, or you can just name the people in the photos that you're friends with.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just do the friend thing. It's way easier.
Right.
Not when you haven't seen people in 14 years.
Ah.
It's like, who's this person? And then a list of 6 people that I once knew, and I'm like, I have no fucking clue. Kind of looks like this guy. Wrong. Even better, this is just a picture of someone's children.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know whose fucking kids those are.
People love to put their children on there.
Well, see, what I think it does is I think it pulls the profile pic.
Ah, okay.
So it's a profile pic of someone I clearly knew at one point because I know all these names over here. I don't know what their fucking kids look like. I haven't seen them in 14 years. So I failed out. I failed this quiz.
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
Facebook's like, you can do the questions or you can just stay active because obviously this isn't you. So I had to go in and answer the personal questions, but luckily I haven't changed since I answered those, so I still knew all the answers to like where I went to high school and
right.
my father's middle name.
So
I aced that quiz.
Because those are still the same.
Right, and then went back through and deactivated that bitch again.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, I realized I don't know anyone. Like, in a way, I almost feel good about the fact I don't even know what anyone looks like. Not even enough to get through this quiz. I don't even know how many I had to get right.
Yeah,
I don't know if I got any right.
That's fair.
I don't know. Just made me think.
So you don't have Facebook? It's fine.
I don't know. I don't have Facebook. I very rarely use Twitter. I just don't. I like being anti-social network.
Yeah, I gathered.
Just because it's refreshing to not have to worry about everyone else.
True. I can understand that.
Or I assume so. It's been so long I don't even really know. I think it's refreshing to not have to worry about everyone else. It was at the time.
I'm glad you found peace.
Do what you got to do. If you got to have social media, have it. Some might say we would be more successful if you and I used it more.
Some might say that. You're absolutely correct.
I would be more successful if I spoke 7 languages. I'm also not planning on that.
Yep, that's true.
Or if I could juggle.
Or do
I want to
magic.
learn. Ooh. Don't even get me started on magic.
That's why I said it.
I would quit my job tomorrow if I had a chance in magic.
You do have a chance in magic. You have to practice.
I'm past my prime.
That's true. That's a fair assessment.
All like great magicians are like, oh, I started when I was 3.
True. They do.
I can't be like, oh, I started when I was 32 just fucking around out in the garage. That isn't going to work.
Kind of like musicians.
Yeah, very few people pick up the guitar at 46 and start jamming out.
Right, and become famous. It's very true. Yeah.
I have a better shot at magic than I do at music, though, just to clear that up.
I believe that 100%. It's fine.
I don't think anyone that knows me doesn't believe that.
I know. I believe that. I know you enough to know that that's a true statement.
Right.
Yes, I agree 100%.
Now it's time for my newest, favorite, oldest, best segment. Gone but not forgotten, where we reach back in our gaming past.
There's a lot going on there.
We dust off an old gem for you, and we tell you all about it and why you should play it and how much we loved it. Hopefully you'll watch some YouTube videos. Maybe if you have it, you'll pull it out of the closet and you'll play it.
Or go find a way to play it.
Yeah. This week, it's my turn.
It is. What do you got for us? Hit me with it.
I've got... we're talking about Sega Game Gear because that's how I played it.
Okay.
Streets of Rage 2.
On the Game Gear?
On the Game Gear.
Nice.
Released in 1993.
Nice.
It's a beat 'em up.
It's a beat 'em up.
I don't know. Do I need to say more? It's a beat 'em up.
Double Dragon style.
Mm-hmm. There's a billion beat 'em ups. I like most of them.
Streets of Rage 2 is something special, though. Is that where you had 3 people to pick from?
Yes, I believe so.
And one of them is Hager, the 7-foot, 840-pound mayor. No mayor looks like that. I'm sorry.
Streets of Rage 2 is a recreation of the Mega Drive original. And I remember playing this with my big, fat, nasty Game Gear. By nasty, I mean it was big. Mine was mint condition. On the way to town. That's mostly when I played the Game Gears, when I was like riding to town with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing Streets of Rage until I ran those 47 AA's dead.
Yeah, so about 12 minutes?
Yeah, 12 to 8 minutes, halfway through the trip. But yeah, I think I still own my original Streets of Rage 2 also.
Nice.
Yeah,
that was
fun.
That was the one with the dude in the cap, in the trucker cap, the skater kid, and the mayor, right?
I don't know if that's the right one or not. In fairness, I didn't do any actual research.
Okay.
I just remember playing this game back in the day, and I still like it. Or I like the memory that I have of liking it.
You like the memory that you have, and it's very nostalgic for you.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's my Gone But Not Forgotten. If you've got one for us, hit up us on Twitter at @game_stitch using the hashtag GBNF, Gone But Not Forgotten.
Speaking of GBNF,
Yeah.
we have one incorporated into one of our shout-outs this week. Thomas, what's up, buddy? Haven't seen you. Haven't talked, haven't chatted in a while. We gotta get back to it.
Hello, old friend.
Hello, old friend. What he's got is he says, at Gamestitch, like a good whiskey, some games only get better with age. Then he says hashtag GBNF, which is Gone But Not Forgotten, because we just said that, so we know that. He says Shadowgate for the NES.
Shadowgate.
Now that's going back right there. Shadowgate was
Do
great.
I remember Shadowgate?
I have a vague recollection of it. I remember it being really, really cool. I feel like it was like a first-person dungeon crawler. I could be way off, but I really, really think it was.
I don't think I remember Shadowgate. I'm going to... You're way off, first off.
Oh. Well, shit.
It's all right. We've all been there.
Is that the Cyberpunk isometric?
Shadowgate is a 1987 point-and-click adventure game.
What the fuck am I thinking of, then?
Originally for the Apple Macintosh. It was also ported to various other systems.
The NES, per Thomas.
NES, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, phones, Pocket PC, Virtual Console, Atari. Let's see what the gameplay says here.
Sure, let's talk about
it. It's just a classic point-and-click adventure.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Baldur's Gate. What the fuck?
The players must solve a series of puzzles throughout the castle. Yeah. It looks cool. I don't think I ever played it.
No?
Yeah. That's a good pull. Because I haven't played everything for NES, but I played a lot of stuff. I don't remember this. My, how we've come a long way, though.
Oh, yes, we have.
That's cool.
Very, very good way.
Thanks for the shout-out.
Thanks for the shout-out, and thanks for the Gone But Not Forgotten, Thomas.
2 for Tuesdays. Every Friday here on the official Gamestitch Podcast.
It just occurred to me I wonder if he's really in the midst of a lot of work because of the hurricanes.
I don't think so.
I'm just wondering. Maybe that's why I haven't seen him on as much.
No, I think he's just working in an area where he has shitty internet.
Oh, I do remember that because he fucking pulled that MacGyver shit last week. That shit was fucking awesome.
If you want to shout out, support us at the $10 tier over at patreon.com/GameStitch. The thing about shout outs is if you don't give us one, we give you one.
Right.
And our good friend Garrett Wade did not give us one.
Yes, he did. I'm just trying to find it.
Oh, man, I got this wrong.
Nope, you don't get to say nothing cool. Sorry, Broham.
No, I mean, I'm glad. You actually said before the podcast that we had 2 shout outs, and I forgot.
And then you forgot.
Because it's Friday, and Friday shows suck.
Maybe it's because you're just a piece of shit.
Friday shows are not good. Delete this podcast. After you give it 5 stars on iTunes.
Right. Can I give Garrett a shout out now?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Fucking weirdo.
I'm ready.
Okay. And Garrett says, actually, your fucking preview completely ruined the moment of Garrett's tweet.
No,
Garrett's
it's still good. It's a reset. Everybody take a deep breath.
Take it. Yes. Let's all cross our legs and just kind of meditate.
Let it out.
I want you to focus on nothing.
Take me somewhere nice.
Garrett says, and I think this is in reference to, it hasn't been the greatest week for the United States. There's some things that have happened. We're aware of them. You're aware of them, I'm sure. So what he says is, take a loved one somewhere beautiful. We should always remind ourselves that the world isn't always ugly.
That's nice.
That's pretty.
That's nice.
That's very pretty.
It's also true.
It's very true. You should always do wonderful things for your loved ones.
Right. Or yeah, you should be a good person.
That helps too.
Yeah.
Be a good person. But we do need to remind ourselves there's some ugly things that happen in our world, and we remind ourselves that it isn't always that way.
Right.
So, and sometimes we have to work out our own little corner of beautiful.
And I know we don't talk about some of the things that happen on this podcast. That's not because we don't care. This podcast is entertainment.
It's not. It's not. We're not here to get into.
We hope to give you a release for an hour to an hour and a half, uninterrupted release.
Ooh.
And sometimes we stay away from those because you can't go anywhere else without hearing about them.
Sometimes I don't know if I can go an hour and a half, to be honest.
I mean, clearly we don't release the entire time, but we give you releases.
Do we have a series of releases?
Well, we're tagging in and out. You ruined Garrett's sweet thought.
No, you did.
By turning it dirty.
When you were talking about releases. No, and this has nothing to do with the thought. The thought is still a beautiful thought. It has nothing to do with
what
we're talking about now.
Bring it back down.
Bring what back down?
Everything.
Quiet yourself.
The mood. Everybody take another deep breath. Back to crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce, yeah.
Formerly known as Native American style. Just let your body relax. What a weird show. Oh, you're oming now. Huh?
Not anymore. I'm over. I'm done.
You're over it?
I'm done.
You know what else is done?
This podcast.
It's done. It's finished. Gone.
Finito.
Goodbye.
Fine. Finizio.
The end.
I don't know if any of those are actually.
Goodbye.
I'm pretty sure fine is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Adios.
The cool thing about this podcast, there's only you and I on here, and I'm not going to correct you.
Au revoir.
Later, bitches.
Peace out.
Man, Friday night.